Welcome back to Daily Persuasion. I'm your host, Joshua Lisec, the New York Times bestselling author and co-author and ghostwriter of more than 90 books. We're going to continue our sequence here of Daily Persuasion, where every day you learn a new little tip, trick, technique, or tactic to persuade the important people in your life. Today, we're going to get a little biblical. I want to read to you a passage that is about artificial intelligence and how to prevent your career from being obsolesced by it. And you're going to say, what in the world are you talking about? What is this cursed Protestant nonsense where you're reading the Bible and saying, it's literally about me and about what's happening today, which is what they tend to do in those fundamentalist evangelical circles. Well, we're doing the same, but not really. It's from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 9, let's see, verses 18 to 22. I will be as reverent as possible. While he spake these things unto them, behold, there came a certain ruler, and worshipped him, saying, My daughter is even now dead, but come and lay thy hand upon her, and she shall live. And Jesus arose and followed him, and so did his disciples. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. For she said within herself, If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. Based. That's not in there. But Jesus turned about him, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour. Key phrase. For she said within herself, If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. This is the part where we are about to get a little irreverent. Apology to the most devout among us who are watching. That is not the intent to be offensive, but when one risks being useful, someone's going to be offended. And that's why this show exists, is to be offensive and therefore useful. You cannot divorce the one from the other. Back in 2017, I witnessed GPT-2 produce an article. It was a journalistic style news report, and I thought, oh, shoot, the ghostwriting profession is over. Now, I have been ghostwriting professionally since 2011, which is going on 14 years now as of this recording. And I knew then and there and immediately I was hosed and screwed simultaneously, because the ghostwriting profession was going to wipe out minimum 90% of professional freelance writers, because it was going to get so quickly so good that there would just be no reason for someone to go through the time and effort, not simply of working with a writer, the effort of hiring one, judging whether or not their work is any good, paying them, all the logistics they could do inside of a software instead. Imagine the difference of working with a typist, a professional typist with a typewriter, versus opening up and using Microsoft Word. It's like that, using an AI writing tool versus working with a professional ghostwriter. I saw that metaphor then and there. And I realized, and don't worry, we're going to turn it into advice for you. I realized then and there, Matthew chapter 9, verse 21. If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. The hem of his garment, verse 20 says. Oh, shoot, this is what I realized. I need to become famous. I need to have an aspirational personal brand. I need to become a New York Times bestselling author and co-author of beloved books that are internationally recognized and renowned, award-winning books, books with my name on them. And people will go, wow, this was a life-changing book. Who did this? This guy over here with Joshua Lisec? Who's this guy? Flip back to the author bio or to the dust jacket bios. Oh, wow, this guy's a ghostwriter? Oh, so the co-author is a ghostwriter. I know what that means. I'm going to reach out to him for my book because this one was so good. To survive AI, whether it's artificial intelligence or not, or it's actually Indians, a lot of website developers and software programmers are being obsolesced right now by one or the other, or both simultaneously. You need to become famous, doing the thing that you offer as a service. For example, I was just right before this call, this is right before this video recording, I was on a call in which I was advising a website developer, you've got to build your own websites that are cash pumping, so that in your industry, people see your successful websites that you own and say, wow, I want that developer, whoever did that website, I want them to do mine. And it just so happens to turn out that the builder of 3 or 4 successful, profitable Wi-Fi businesses, the company that built them, offers those services. Incredible content. Incredible content. That is the way to survive AI, is to build a brand that is aligned with Matthew 9:21. If I may but touch the hem of your brand's garment, I shall be whole and based by having a successful company like yours. So in my case, that was, this guy wrote this book that changed the course of history, this Joshua Lisec guy. They don't even know how to pronounce my name at this point, but they know what it is. If I can just have this guy ghostwrite my book for me, and it's 0.01% of the success that his books have that have his name on them, then I shall be whole. Something like that is the lesson to take away from this. I'm trying to be reverent to the most devout. It's going to be offensive regardless. Obviously, I don't intend that. But the spirit is still useful, and I think it's useful to you, even as it is offensive to others. Have a nice day. Make sure you comment and tell me how much I offended you, and make sure it's a nice, long, nasty comment. Those are my favorites.